Hey everybody, this is Marie, the Everyday Mother, bringing you today's Daily Mother Mythbuster. So today's not really much of a mythbuster, but I just wanted to talk to you about something that I have come to love, and it's something called PsyChi. And if you don't know anything about PsyChi, underneath this video will be a link to explain more about it. It's just some really interesting technology that helps you break through some of your limiting beliefs. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience. I don't want to tell you too much of the process or any of that because everyone's experience is different. But I wanted to share a little bit about what it did for me. So I've been experiencing some of the limiting beliefs that I am not good enough and just some fears, some really, really strong fears that I've had a hard time breaking through. And I've gone through a lot of different processes to break through these and have noticed some differences. But it wasn't until I went through the PsyChi process that it actually just really solidified all of the other work that I've been doing and really made it feel like it just dissolved away these fears and limiting beliefs within me. So Allie was the one who did this process on me, and it was amazing, and she's amazing, and you don't have to say more than you want to. Really, it's just all inside you. But afterwards, I felt like I wanted to tell everyone who would listen about my story just because it was so amazing, and I love hearing other people's experiences with it. It just opened up more inside me. And what it did was it gave me a chance to see where all of these fears had come from in a way that I had never been able to before. So what I realized is that all of these fears and all of these limiting beliefs were kind of cemented in stone in one day. And this was a traumatic day for me. I was 8 years old, and it was the day that my sister committed suicide. She was much older than me, but she was my best friend in every way. Just every possible way. She just meant the world to me as an 8-year-old and as an older sister, and she just looked out for me and took care of me and loved me in a way that just nobody else really had ever done for me. I just felt like I was hers in a way. And the day that she committed suicide changed everything for me. Brought these new beliefs into my life that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worth sticking around for, that what I say doesn't matter, because I tried to get her to come with us to church that day, and she decided not to, and I came home and she was gone. And as an 8-year-old, that had an impact on me that I didn't realize. So going through this PsyChi had given me a chance to look at it in a different light and to release some of those. I had gone through and seen that day differently in the way that I carried guilt, but I had never noticed all of the fear that it had created within me. And it really just struck me how much fear that I have been allowing to live my life, that had been guiding my life. And it was amazing because I hadn't seen this until Allie, halfway through the session, she kept asking me if I was ready to let go of that fear. And something inside of me wouldn't let it go. And finally she asked me, she said, "Is this fear serving you?" And I went, oh, man, I hadn't seen that I actually thought this fear was serving me. I thought that if I was afraid of certain things, then that would prevent other things from happening. Once I said that out loud, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. But I thought that holding on to these fears was in some way keeping me safe. And these fears, these dark fears, were keeping me from seeing the light. When I got a chance to let go of that, I had a chance to see for the first time. For every fear that I was allowing to guide my life, there were 1,000 lights that were there as well, helping me and protecting me and keeping me safe, which I hadn't seen before because I was holding on to the fear so tightly. It was still there for me, and it had still been guiding my life and keeping me safe and keeping me protected in a way I didn't know. But I hadn't been able to see that until I went through this session. And in seeing that, I got to see that I can choose fear, but that's not going to keep things from happening. That gave me a chance to see that Heavenly Father knew what He was doing, and He was going to do it in His way, but that I was going to be safe and protected no matter what. And that I got to choose that faith instead. opened up a whole new light for me. And it gave me a chance to change my script. It was no longer, I'm not good enough. Nobody hears me. I'm not important. And I love this because I finally was even able to have the courage to tell people this. You know what? I think I've been handing you the wrong script all this time. And I love one of the reactions. I had a chance to tell this to one of my mentors, and I said, you know what? I've been handing you the wrong script. And I've been handing you the script that I'm not important, that I'm forgettable, and that what I say doesn't matter. And I love it. I love it. His mouth he just looked at me and, oh, okay. So what's the new script? I said, I am important. What I say matters. I'm going to touch people's lives. And I'm choosing to step into that light and that divinity. And I'm done with the lies that I'm not good enough. And I'm choosing to step in to my light and step into that divine light and that divine power that I had been afraid of before, that my fear was holding me back from allowing. And now with every choice I make, I get to choose that. And it's easier for me to choose that because all these other things I can see clearer. And it makes more sense now. If I choose the faith that is serving me instead of the fears that weren't. So that's my thought. Head over to mothermisttribe.com. If you think PsyChi is something you might like to try, check out the link underneath this video at mothermisttribe.com. Can't wait to see you there.